Alright guys, we're back. Chapter 4, Investigation Time is where we are. I still haven't unlocked this, so at this point, I'm assuming this is just for when you beat the game. And I was thinking like, what, a new game plus? But I don't know, can you really new game plus something like this? I assume not. But so where were we? Sakura was killed, which sucks because she is one of the two characters that I feel like her and Hina, which ironically they are friends to each other in this game, are just straight up normal people I could get along with. Kyoko's mysterious. Byakuya feels less mysterious to me, but not quite exactly the person I would want to spend my time with, you know? And then just kind of screw the rest, I guess. So sadly, we lose one of the two that I enjoyed, and there she is. Let's do this real fast. Okay. Is the clock a clue at all? It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon, so an hour ago. Yeah. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Questions. There's stuff over here too. What the hell is that? Do I want to talk to the people first? Oh, right, I forgot. I did see the locker was... Oh, and I thought... Yeah, you know what? It wasn't just that art. There's bottles missing here too. There's blood over there. I remember the Monokuma file said that they were vomiting blood. Okay, there's a lot of things to look at. We're going to go left to right here. What is all this? There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. I do know. I complained about that. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. She must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass, saying bluegrass as in the music style. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside. Well, if that's the case, why is the glass beneath the thing?
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it, right? Why does that matter?
So...
I don't know. Physics, Makoto. I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of that. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. How? How do you not see how? Like, really? Alright. What do you want, jerk?
What?
Oh, weird. He says, what do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. He's not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I'd better go before he crushes my soul completely. Oh, I hate playing as weaklings. Ah! Oh, wait, what? What is this? The chair? Oh, this was what was in the way. Okay. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. So I'm assuming that is a clue towards Kyoko talking about the different type of locked room cases or puzzles that they could be. Do you have anything to say?
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? Well, they must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. The locker being open. Maybe somebody was hiding in there? You'd have to move fucking fast.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. I didn't know this. Did I know this? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. That's the dying time. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Okay, I thought he was going somewhere else with that thought. Okay, so we did get an account. But the fact, he did have, come on, don't interrupt the thought. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Can we ask him right now while he's here?
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Byakuya, I feel like, doesn't normally lie, except for the one time, well, I guess I did think he was doing something that he wasn't doing. I don't know. Blood. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Yeah. Is this a clue? That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Great. That was useful. Let me look at these finally. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. I thought there were 6. Oh, hang on. There's a pawn, a rook, a bishop, and a king. So where's the queen and the knight? And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. Yeah, holding a chess piece. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottle?
So...
It's no... Oh, sorry, I heard something. It was just a really weird vehicle. And then I kicked my mic. Cool. It's no different from your standard chip in a bottle. You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? I've seen that. I don't know how they do that. Like, I'm assuming they put it together somehow, like, through the hole? Or maybe there's a false bottom? I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Yeah, just make him happy by giving names to things. You know, before I look at that stuff. The locker's open, and there on the inside, it's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group. But we would be looking in that direction. That doesn't make any sense.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, it was already open then. That's another reason. Yeah.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. So what does this handprint mean? Well, I mean, somebody was in there. Or, yeah, somebody was in there. At some point in time. Who knows why. There's glass at the back. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and there are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Great. That's one bottle, though. There's something else on the ground near the glass. There's the knight. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. I like how he just is focusing on the Monokuma part and not the much more obvious and identifiable chess pieces. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that, so I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. We haven't looked at Sakura yet, but that only looks like enough glass for one bottle. It makes me think of, I'm sure I mentioned this at some point, one of my favorite television shows ever is Breaking Bad, and they have this thing where he gets this idea, he puts the pieces of a broken plate together to confirm, oh, a piece is missing and that piece looks nice and sharp and jagged like a knife. And it turns out his suspicion was correct. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Oh, do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. That's a huge candy. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. You don't have to cry. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much. But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Polka dot candy wrapper. Okay. Alright, all that's left is Sakura herself. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood, right? And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. I want to read that again, actually. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? That's not out of the question, but not a chance.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder, the reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. I want to read the Monokuma file again real fast. Okay, time of death estimated to be around noon. Body discovered, blah, blah, blah. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted, however, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Okay. I'm not sure. I think I got all I could get here. Oh wait, what? I'm missing something? What am I not seeing? Do I have to look at her again? No, those are all the same. The table? Nope, that's Hina. Yeah, okay, settle down, lady. Oh, the door itself? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Okay. Okay, agreed.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Oh, right. I can't currently leave that way. I have to leave this way. Weird choices. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. So I teleport myself there. See if they're actually in the hallway. They are not. Toko is pretty close to me. Sayaka, not Sakaya. Hey, weirdo. I press the doorbell. Hey, weirdo. After a few seconds. Hey, weirdo. Who's there? Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Okay, so we got 2 people who said they didn't see her. Let's see what Hiro's gonna say.
You know?
I have something in between my teeth. I hate that. What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? I'm not the only one she invited to meet with, though. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. Was he calling her Ogre all the time? I don't remember that. The only person who... There's only 2 people I remember specifically with saying weird things for the names, and that's Genocide Jill giving nicknames to people, and then that was Hifumi, who was very formal with the Mr. and so on stuff. I don't remember Hiro calling her Ogre. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. The note he said he couldn't find. Oh, not the note he couldn't find. A candy wrapper that he also shouldn't have.
What?
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash.
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. No, I doubt Hina would have given Hiro candy. So, did Hiro take it or did he get it from Sakura? I'm more likely to lean Sakura gave it to him, but that would have to mean a meeting because Hina said that she had just given it to her today because of the stuff that was going on. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? We're gonna go Labbity Lab first. Why am I walking? I don't even have much money to buy a present, so we're gonna map it out. Wow, wow. Bum, bum, bum. We'll go right outside the headmaster's room. Spin a Rooney. Come this way. Wait, is that the right way? Nope. No, it's not. It's this way. Bum, ba-da-da. But, oh, we've got a cleanup on aisle 5. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. No, I don't think that's what I meant at all. Oh, really? So, wait, really? They just want me to check... Okay. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Oh, there's footprints in there. How do I... No, this way. I don't even know what that other thing was. Okay. That's got the poison symbol on that bottle. And feet prints. A2 is on the bottle, and there's an ABC thing here. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But, more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Like somebody already has. Let me look at these first. On shelf A, there are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. Well, one of those in the picture isn't. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number, so I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section A. But wait, there's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? So on shelf B, it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. And finally, one look I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number, so this is section C. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A, but what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Okay, let's look at this. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
In other words...
That's right. It could have only been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Okay. Yeah, I was curious if the powder was split into 2 sections, and it is. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint, like this person did. They're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. Man, Makoto. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. I don't know why you needed to do a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. Is he trying to say that whoever's footprints these are didn't handle the bottle from C or C at all? They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly...
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. We already did. There's also the remains of the broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Footprints of the powder. Based on the... Why is it repeating the clues to me? Okay, so it spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. I don't know why we should take another look around the rec room. However, the fact of the matter is I have no idea who did it, and I'm more than happy to take another look somewhere else. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, chicka, bum, 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 bum.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay, let's take a look at Sakura first. Let's see what's left
Just
to
a
be
second.
discovered. Oh, yeah. I am getting tired. Woo! Not good for trying to knock all this out, huh? Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. I just said I was tired. Kyoko, get off my back.
hey,
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Perversely? Although there are still some times, I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. Hey, phrasing. Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Oh, that was one of my guesses before, right? I gotta take this sweater off. That was one of my guesses before, which is she's gonna be like the ultimate coroner. So, oh man, that'd be great if I got that right too. Uh-oh, powder on the shoe. Sakura's doping. More importantly, look here and stop trying to take a sweater off. Ugh. Okay. Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? That's not her instep. You can see that's her right foot. It's closer to the outside of her foot, not the inside. Unless if I misunderstand what she's saying. Or if the art just isn't working with my head. Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Okay.
Hey,
Oh, wait, yeah, that would be a clue. Because it's on the top of her shoe. Just thinking of what that would mean exactly. Okay. Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would
Okay.
seem-
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. Ah, I know what 2 lines up with. It lines up with those bottles. Okay. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. So she was hit twice. Okay. I forgot. I know she said the blood and maybe the shelf too. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. I can only assume that the blood is Sakura's, but that's strange if true. Why is it so far away from where she died? Okay, that wasn't one of them. Was it the magazine rack? Yeah. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. Oh. No, okay, you know what? No, I don't think so. Obviously it says Toko written in blood. I don't buy that for a second, and here's why. I didn't buy Leon's name being drawn by Sayaka at first, and then just it turned out everything else pointed to Leon as you went through it. This is the opposite of the pooled punch thing I went on a diatribe about before. In this case, it's like in this case, it's saying we did something before, so if you think we're going to do it again, shame on you kind of thing. On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message? Why would she put it back in there?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it.
So
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. I don't think that's a dying message.
However,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, that says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Okay. At the moment we're being led to believe that it's got to either be Toko, Byakuya, or Hiro, right? Hiro's already been acting suspicious, number one. No way in hell do I think Byakuya would do this. And I'm not talking about just the murder of Sakura. I mean this little dying note trick thing. I feel like Hiro's definitely involved, but I just don't know. Without a doubt, he's involved, but I don't know in what way. And if that's the case, how is Toko involved? Like, it almost feels like two kids are playing baseball in the yard. A window gets broken. The angry adult comes out and says, "Who did it?" And the kid with the baseball quickly hands the ball to the friend so that they'll get the blame and skate on by. That's what this feels like. All right. So anyway, that's another clue. What was the other thing? Was it these? Oh no, she said the locker. Oh no, she did say these. Okay. Something new.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention, and you're sure to find it. Are you talking about the most obvious thing in the world? That I don't know why Makoto hasn't figured this out? Can't you just tell me what it is? No, can't you just have a brain?
so
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. It's okay. I don't trust her either. Yet.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya's not here,
So then,
I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. Is she going to put the bottle together? That would be hilarious because I called that. Except that I didn't call it. I didn't know it was going to happen. It just made me think of it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem. Oh, okay, that's smart. Oh, okay, this is going to confirm if I'm right that wasn't enough glass for 2 bottles. I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done. Makoto seems suddenly dumb. Like, he wasn't always dumb like this. Maybe with girls, sure, but First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. Yup. It's balanced,
In other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. Because of no piece? I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Okay, so I was a little wrong. We have a piece, but 2 bottles worth of glass. Why would somebody clean up just one piece and not the other? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? It's all on you. Okay. Oh, already? That may have been the shortest investigation I've ever done. We might have to do this all in one go.
Whoops! Yuck!
It's like, what the hell is happening?
Investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
I'm really not prepared to know who did what here.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
Shit, I don't feel ready yet. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Ah, crap. Okay. Whew, hold on here. Let's go through this together, you and me, all right? I need your help here. Because I honestly don't know how anything happened. So we got this time of death estimate, which kind of fits with everything we've heard, I feel like. There's no question about where. I find it weird to think that blood spot, like, okay, the vomiting of blood, I don't feel like is from the blow to the head. It's got to have to do with the chemical stuff. I had made a comment before, like, why do we necessarily believe there was a killer? Maybe it was a suicide thing, but then we started learning about these blows to the head. I don't think the blow to the head caused the vomiting, though. Right, that leads to this. I don't, but so it had to be either like the secret way out one or the hide and show up among everybody else one, right? I don't buy either of those. There's just no way that we couldn't see somebody suddenly appear like that. I don't buy it. And without a greeting or anything like that, I don't think so. And I don't want to believe the secret trapdoor situation either. But we do now know that is a feature of this school because we do know about the bathroom on the second floor, I think it is. Okay. So yeah, we're assuming blood because of the vomit, which just seems fine. Okay. This bloodstain, man. I don't understand what this bloodstain is. Unless if it was something like she was over there, but the question would be why. That's the bloody vomit. And then she sat down. Where's the blow to the head come from? You know. This, I think, just ties in that Hiro did in fact meet with her. I don't buy him saying no. Byakuya I buy saying no. Toko is weird because in Toko's case, I'm not 100% certain about her dissociative disorder. I don't know. I guess I haven't paid enough attention to, is she cognizant of what she did in one mode as to the other? I don't know. I think these caused the blow to the head, and that there were two blows. But that's all I can for sure say from this. That just, this, so, oops. Where did I go? Where did it go? How did I do that? Here we go. This is just to point out one of the figures is missing. Specifically, the queen, I think, is missing. Why clean up just one, though, is weird to me. I don't know what that means. That just ties into that. Let me read this one again. An empty protein drink. So, I think the easiest thing to point out here is, of course, it was resting on top of glass, which shouldn't be possible. So somebody set that down, but who and when? And what do they want us to think with this? Because when I look at this, what I want to think is Chem A2 wasn't in there. Chem C whatever was. Either the broken bottle on the floor or whatever the one... Because the broken one was C4, I think. Or the one at shelf A. Which I don't remember the number from that one. So you're assuming some sort of swap of whatever was in here. Instead of proteinzyme X, it was poison Y. Okay, sure. But if you want us to think that, that means that's not the case. And so then I'm confused about the vomit. So, I don't know there. Handprint tells me somebody was in that locker, obviously. The locker's behind the chair, so maybe whoever was in there hit Sakura over the head with a bottle. Okay. And maybe you grab both of them, and it's just bam, bam, because you're like, this is Sakura, I'm going to need 2 hits. But then why only a partial cleanup? That doesn't make sense to me. And to be honest with you, even if it were Hina hitting, like, I feel like Hina is the strongest one left now out of this group, physically speaking. 2 hits from Hina, surprise attack on Sakura. A, I don't think she would do that, but B, I don't even know that would be enough. She fought freaking Monokuma, and Monokuma's like, I'm going to spill your secret, instead of what he did to Junko, which is like, bam, you're dead, you know? So, I don't know about that either. Aoi's account. So, Aoi's the one who let us know that the 3 suspicious ones were supposed to meet here. Okay. See, he didn't deny at all that he received the note, and he's just like, no way in hell am I going to meet with this person, which during a killing game, yeah, you probably don't want to go hang out with the absolute strongest person if you don't trust them, which he had a reason not to trust her. this wouldn't surprise me if Toko's telling the truth, but what about Genocide Jack? Because we see this thing can just change in our hurry. Yeah, that's the drawn with hero. So the powder on the foot, which is key in my mind. It's not... I just realized I can flip between these with the bumpers. If it were on the bottom of the soles, she stepped on the powder. Instead, it's yellow powder on top of the shoe, which makes it look like she was there when that bottle was spilled. It is weird that her footprints aren't there, though. So what is that about? Right, here's where we know that 2 blows happened, which matches up with the 2 bottles. And that just is further of that. This, I don't think Toko would do that to herself. I don't think Byakuya would do this trick because we've seen it before. I honestly don't know that Hiro would do it, or like, would Hiro try this? Maybe. But the why of it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I still don't see him... I don't know. I'm not sure what happened when he went to see her, which I think he did. Oh yeah, so it's C9. C9 is in A. C4 is what's spilled. These bottles are very clearly labeled, though, so I don't know. Also, too, I thought we were going to get more time to maybe, like, are we going to be able to check, you know, how people's feet line up with these footprints? He said mine were too big. You can make assumptions then that it was a woman's shoe. More likely, you could assume that. But again, shoe sizes aren't going to just be all men's shoes are larger than all women's or anything. So okay. And it's about an hour long of an episode. It's probably nice for those of you who are watching to have a shorter one, get done with it faster. So I think we'll save here. And then I will catch you on the next one when we have this trial, which I don't feel ready for. So I'm pretty sure you can't miss any evidence. I think the game relies on you finding every piece of evidence before it triggers you going to a trial. If I'm wrong, I might be about to screw myself right now. So we'll find out. See you then for yet another trial. And then that'll bridge us into Chapter 5, which is probably the last chapter. This game gripped me in a way I didn't expect it to. That's all I got to say about that. Bye, guys.